What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing another collaboration beer. This time between Timber Ales, and they are a nomadic brewery that brews out of the 12% Beer Project location in North Haven, Connecticut, and the Fidens Brewing Company, and they are out of Colony, New York. And this is their Daydreams Are Necessary. So they're calling this one a double IPA that is dry hopped with Citra and Mosaic hops. It comes in at 8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 5 weeks old, and I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a couple good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Dan and Mike over at FLX Beer Reviews, for hooking me up with this one. So big thanks to them. In the description box, I'll post a link to their channel along with the beer haul video I did that contains all the goodies they hooked me up with, and I believe it was Mike specifically who grabbed me a can of this, and I can't thank you enough, Mike, for it. So it is collaboration, like I said, between Timber Ales and Fidens. Fidens, I've reviewed some beers from them on the channel, courtesy of a good friend of mine and fellow beer tuber, Kyle, over at No Hype Beer Reviews. And Timber Ales, I did a whodunit/mystery beer review from them. It was their Chasing the Chaos. It was big imperial pastry stout, and it was pretty solid, pretty good. Almost nailed it, didn't quite nail it, but came close. And yeah, it was pretty solid, but it was also 6 months old. So, you know, probably played a role, some of the adjuncts falling off and whatnot. So this one, Citra and Mosaic hops, they're dry hopping this one with double IPA between two breweries that, you know, Timber Ales gets, you know, some hype. Fidens gets all the hype. So be curious to see how this one is. I'm hoping that it's quite delicious. So let's give it a pour. Do something like that. I want to kind of be able to get my, you know what, actually we'll pour a little bit more in. Just go like that, whatever, no big deal. I kind of came up short on the pour, kind of like I come up short on my beer reviews. It happens. Anyway, so yeah, that has a deeper, dark honey orange color. That's like straight on honey orange. Very murky, turbid, a little bit darker. About just over a finger, maybe like a finger and a half of this creamy looking head. Pretty much white. Looks fine. Looks kind of what you expect from a hazy double IPA. Let's get a nose. Okay. Oh, it's sweeter. Has like a rindy kind of like orange vibe to it. Peach. Candied, like, I always say peach gummy rings, but like candied peach. Like peach yogurt, but like without the tartness and the actual yogurt kind of characteristics that peach, if you had like fruit on the bottom peach or something like that, like the peach character you get in that. Or like peach in a fruit cup. Yeah, rindy orange peach. Slight nondescript like red berry. What's that? There's a nice herbaceousness here. It's not really dank, just has like an herbal component. Not quite to like, I'd say more like a basil or a thyme, and not like to the, a lot of times when I say herbaceousness, I just say generic, but this is more like a basil. Touch of malt character, like a crackery type of malt character. Huh. To be honest with you, I'm not like blown away by the nose. It's good. It smells nice. It's not overly complex. I'm trying to while I'm sitting here and like going back and forth, trying to, you know, pull out flavors or pull out aromas. It's a little subdued. It doesn't smell bad at all. It's just not overly complex. Not a whole lot going on. Hopefully it tastes a little bit better. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Mike. So taste is a little bit more intense, a little bit more going on, but it's still not like amazing to me. It's solid though. Body for 8%, a little bit over medium, fine. The mouthfeel is really nice. It's a little bit more carbonated than I thought it would be, but it's really soft, smooth, slightly creamy. I will say 8%, hides the alcohol beautifully well. Maybe a slight touch of warming in the chest, nothing on the palate, just it's 8%, you can't really tell. I mean, the mouthfeel and the body probably give it away, but like there's no astringent alcohol, there's no booziness, there's nothing here on the palate that would indicate 8%. That's, you know, that's nice. I like that. So drinkability is quite high. The taste, you know, a lot of my reviews, I try not to bullshit anybody out there watching my reviews. When I smell something or I pick it up in the flavor, I say I do. A lot of times I'll say crazy shit, maybe in a double IPA review, I'll say, 7, 8 different fruits. And I'm getting hints of all of them and maybe huge bombastic characters. This one, not getting a whole lot. It has a juicy, zesty, rindy kind of orange characteristic at the front of the palate, passes through the palate. A little bit of an underripened peach hits. And then halfway through the palate, there's that herbaceousness. It's not as big as it was in the nose, but there's like a basil kind of herbal component. It finishes dry and earthy, like semi to full on dry, mild to moderately bitter, but more on the mild side. There's not a lot of bitterness, but there's a decent herbaceousness and a pretty big dryness. Underlying crackery, slightly bready malt component. Super easy to drink. Here's the positives of this one for me. Positives of this one, the drinkability is through the roof at 8%. I really enjoy the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel is real nice. A little bit more carbonated than I thought, based on what I've had from Fidens. I haven't had any hop forward from Timber Ales, but I thought it'd be a little bit more hop, a little bit less carbonated. But the mouthfeel is nice. The body's nice. The drinkability is through the roof. The flavors are just good. They're solid, which is fine. But like between these two breweries, I was hoping for a little bit more complexity and intensity to the flavors. Absolutely nothing wrong with this one. I enjoy it. If somebody handed me a can of this, I'd drink it, no questions asked. But it's nothing that I'm going gaga over. Like I'm not, screaming from the rooftops like, oh, you got to try this collab. I think this is the second batch they did of this one. I don't know how the first one was, but this is good. Like again, you have to take it in the context of Fidens being quite hyped and sought after, and Timber Ales, their reputation is pretty good as well. So at the end of the day, is it a letdown? A little bit for me, a smidge of a letdown, but don't get it twisted, y'all. This is still a really solid, pretty good beer. I'd say this is a damn good, fine beer. And I'm having no problems drinking this one. And I thank Mike for hooking me up with this one. I would have probably picked this one up anyway because I wanted to try it. So I thank him for doing that for me. So huge thanks to you, Mike. Rating. I'm not going to go crazy high. I'm not going to go crazy low. Daydreams Are Necessary. Collab between Timber Ales and Fidens. Straight 4 out of 5. That's where I land with this one. 4 out of 5. Again, that's a pretty good score. If you see somebody post on Untapped or Beer Advocate or wherever you check out, whatever, app you use, whatever site you use for beer ratings, if you see a 4 out of 5, my first instinct is like, oh, they enjoyed that. They really enjoyed that one. They're not blown away by it. I don't think it's a bad beer. It's a very good beer. That's where I land with this one. It's a 4 out of 5. It's a damn solid, tasty, very good beer. I enjoy it. But I don't think I would repurchase this one. And would I recommend this one? If you wanted to try this one, maybe you'll get more out of it than I am. I just don't think it's anything amazing. It's just very good. Price point availability, I have no idea. If anybody out there knows the price point on this one, Mike, whatever you paid for, I think you got a 4-pack of it. I would hope this is in like the $20 range. That's probably the range that it's in, maybe 22. But I probably wouldn't repurchase this one. So $20 a 4-pack. To try it out, like most beers, I think it's fine. It's $5 a can, a bit expensive, but it is what it is. And availability, I have no idea with Timber Ales. Again, they are distributed by the 12% Beer Project location in North Haven, Connecticut, along with like Abomination, Skygazer, a bunch of other breweries. So if you see Timber Ales in your neck of the woods, you probably should have saw this one. I don't know how many batches they're going to do, if there's something there. I think the last year in 2021, maybe early to mid 2021, they released this one. So I don't know if this is something they're going to release every year. But if you see it, you want to try it out, I'd say go for it. Outside of that, this isn't doing anything different for me that a lot of other 8% double IPAs do. Like I said, drinkability is through the roof. That's probably one of the main selling points, would be like, I could drink 2 or 3 cans of this, not get sick of it. You'd be feeling damn good. Although I wouldn't be doing that because I don't drink 2 or 3 cans of something like this in a single day typically. So yeah, not much more to say about it. Thanks to Mike. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here in the Beer Patrol. Again, if you've had this one, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it, especially if you had the first batch and you had the second batch. I'd be really curious to know if the second batch was better or worse than the first batch, or maybe they're the same. Let me know if you've had them. I'd appreciate it. Till the next one. Cheers.